Mark Foster for unpaid bail money and for damage to her car. Mark says it's Lisa's fault he was arrested in the first place.
Order. All rise. Your Honor, this is case number 7 on the calendar in the matter of Russell versus Foster.
Thank you.
Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have seats, please.
Ms. Russell, you claim that the defendant owes you for the return of some bail money,
Yes.
that he wrecked your car,
Yes.
and that he burned a hole with a cigarette in your car.
Yes.
Defendant says that the only reason he got a ticket for driving while under the influence of alcohol was because you were too drunk to drive. You were in the car at the time he was stopped. That he did not wreck your car, it was somebody else, and that he has no idea who put a hole with a cigarette in your car. That's your defense.
That's true.
No, that's your defense.
Yes, that's true. That's my defense.
Oh, smart. I like smart.
Yeah, smart's good.
Let's see how he does at the end. Miss Russell, he was your boyfriend?
Yes.
For how long?
About 9 to 10 months.
Starting when?
February 22nd is the day that we met. We went on our first date on the 24th of February.
Okay. And when was the arrest for driving under the influence of alcohol?
April 28th.
Were you with him?
Yes.
What time was it?
God, it was right around when the club was closing, so it could have been any time between midnight and 1 o'clock.
Whose car was it?
My car.
Who had driven there?
I drove there.
Why didn't you drive home?
I had been drinking.
So if you had been drinking, did you ask the defendant to drive your car?
No, I didn't ask him to drive my car. He took the keys, got in the car, and pulled out of the parking spot before I was even inside of the car. He was angry because he thought that he had seen me kissing somebody else inside of the club, which never happened, and so he was adamant about driving us home.
And had you had too much to drink, Mr. Foster?
Yes.
So then why did you get behind the wheel of a car?
She asked me to.
Were you afraid of her?
Was I afraid of her? No.
Would you say on a scale of 1 to 10 you have more fear of her or me?
Probably you.
I would like you, with one hand, to pick up that desk and move it out to the corner. Can you do that?
Is it bolted down? I probably could.
What I'm trying to say, Mr. Foster, is if she asks you to drive home and you've had too much to drink, you say, if you're too drunk, I've had too much to drink, I don't get behind the wheel of a car. So if you got behind the wheel of a car, it's your fault, and if you were arrested for a DUI, that's your fault. Now, the only question is, she bailed you out. Tell me how that came about, Miss Russell.
We were about a half mile away from my house when the police officer pulled us over, and there was 2 police officers in the car. So one of them drove my car to my house with me in it. The other officer followed us with Mark in the back of the car. They let me go to the back of the car to talk to him before they took him to jail, and he was upset. He was crying. He wasn't looking forward to spending the weekend in jail, considering that it was a Friday night, and asked me if there was anything I can do. If I could get the money together to bail him out, he would pay me back. So
he never said the word pay you back. He never used the words pay you back, Miss Russell. I'm a little bit older than you are. That's not what's said. What's said is, can you get the money together to get me out? That sounds right. The pay you back part doesn't sound right.
he did promise to pay me back the bail money.
Go ahead.
So I got the money together. I went down to the jail and I bailed him out that night.
Let me hear your version of the events, sir.
Well, we got pulled over, and, you know, like she said, the cops drove her car to her house with me in the squad car behind it, and then took me to jail. That Friday night, she had asked me to call her when I got, you know, into the cell or whatever with a phone, and so I did. And she said that she felt bad and that she had some money and that she could come bail me out. And, you know, I told her I'd probably be out in the morning, if not Sunday morning. You know, we had an attorney, and he would most likely be able to get me out on OR. However, you know, she insisted on coming down and bailing me out. And basically what I said was, you know, I'm not exactly going to hold on to the bars, you know, when the deputy comes to let me out, you know, not exactly going to refuse to leave.
Okay. How much was the bail?
The bail posted was $7,500. I paid $765 to get him out. Your Honor, I don't have $765 laying around at any given point in time.
Then, Miss Russell, what you shouldn't have done is you shouldn't have taken your car, driven your car to the club, had enough drinks so that you couldn't drive yourself home, and then, since you couldn't drive yourself home, got into a car with him when you knew he was drinking and allowed him to drive your car home. That's what you should not have done. He should not have gotten behind the wheel of that car. But you're just as guilty as he is. But for the fact that he got behind the wheel of the car, you would have gotten behind the wheel of the car and driven home. That's what would have happened. Then maybe you would have got pulled over. So He got pulled over, and I don't care whether there was an agreement or not. You pay for half the bail, and you're so stupid you pay for half the bail. Do you understand? Now, you say he wrecked your car. Tell me about that.
June 30th, we were on our way to a concert. Again, he drove my car. We were in stop-and-go traffic. He had enough distance between him and the car in front of us, but he had turned to me to say something, and when he looked forward again, traffic had stopped. He slammed on the brakes and tried to merge a little bit, and the driver's side front end of my car ended up hitting the back of another person's car.
Yes.
We pulled off the freeway with the other person, and I had friends following me at the time, too, that were going to the concert with us. The woman in the car wasn't hurt. She had absolutely no damage done to her car, and she said that she was in a rush, so she didn't want to file a police report or exchange information, so we all left.
So, what kind of car was this?
It's a 2000 Mitsubishi Eclipse.
So you have insurance.
Yes.
Did you pay to have the car fixed?
No, I haven't gotten it fixed yet.
Why not?
It turns out afterwards I found out that his license was suspended due to the DUI, which means that my insurance won't cover his driving my car because he didn't have a valid driver's license at the time.
Why did you get behind the wheel of a car if you had a suspended license?
I wasn't even in the car.
Oh, really? Tell me about that.
Well, I wasn't even in the car. She said that she was going with some friends to a concert. I was working, actually, on the road. What I do is I move people's furniture. I'm a truck driver. I was out of town.
So according to you, you never were in an accident with her car?
Nope. Never.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
They had been in a terrible fight that morning. Then he shows up, gives her flowers, and insists on driving. I was one car behind them when the impact occurred. He hit them. I'm not sure how fast he was going.
Is this beginning to jog your memory a little bit?
And later today,
Why aren't you responsible?
Because he had told me that he was going to pay for it, and I said that was fine.
So sue him.
Yeah, he should sue him. He shouldn't be suing
No!
me.
You sue him!
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Lisa Russell says she posted bail for ex-boyfriend Mark Foster when he was arrested on a DUI. Lisa also claims that during a separate incident, Mark wrecked her car.
Go ahead.
Basically, I'd heard about the accident through the grapevine, you know, that some other guy was driving the car or whatever, you know, and I questioned her about it. Of course, she denied it. And once I got married, all of a sudden this whole lawsuit thing came about. Mm-hmm. So, you know, I think she had hopes that, you know, we would be back together and yada, yada. And once I got married, you know, seemed a little bitter.
I think you ought to have your car fixed.
I think I need to have it fixed, too. I didn't want to pay the money out of my own pocket to have it fixed, though.
Well, if you let somebody under the influence of alcohol drive your car again, maybe you have to pay the consequence of that. I can't tell whether he was driving the car or not. You have any witnesses here who were in the car with him?
Jonna was driving right behind us.
Step up. Tell me your last name, please.
Costello?
Are you friend, relative?
Just a friend.
Okay. Tell me what you observed.
We were all driving to San Bernardino for a concert. Mark and Lisa had gotten the tickets. I met them both at her house. From there...
Is this beginning to jog your memory a little bit?
Not at all.
Okay.
They had been in a terrible fight that morning, so we weren't sure if he was coming or not. Then he shows up right before we were leaving, gives her flowers, and insists on driving. I followed them to the concert. I was one car behind them when the impact occurred. It was stop-and-go traffic. He hit them. I'm not sure how fast he was going at all.
How did he get to her house?
You know, I don't know. I think he might have driven there or gotten dropped off. I just saw him come in.
How did he get to your house?
He was living with me at the time.
I didn't even know that.
Really?
He was living with me at my parents' house at the time.
Oh. So if he was living with you, were you living in the same room? You sharing a room?
Yes.
Good. Then you ought to know that he has a suspended license.
I never asked him what...
You should have asked. You should have asked.
I should have asked.
Because that's what a deductible is for on your insurance. Because you certainly knew that you'd bailed him out of jail. You'd be smart. You say, what happens with your license during that time? I'm sure you were involved in his getting an attorney, right? Did you ever go with him to the attorney's office?
No, I never went with him to the
Did you
attorney's.
discuss with him the visits that he had with the attorney?
We discussed how much time he was going to be spending in jail, considering the fact that he had violated probation, and his probation officer wanted to give him, I think, up to 2 months, and he told me that his attorney was getting him off for about 2.5 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Between the time that he was arrested for this DUI and the June 30th, since he was living with you, how many times did he drive your car?
He drove my car numerous times.
Of course. Okay. What's the deductible on your insurance?
$1,000.
Let me see. And I also want to see the estimate.
I got 3 different estimates from 3 different auto body companies.
Well, the cheapest estimate is $1,506. Is that right?
Yes.
And you have a $1,000 deductible on your policy, right?
Correct.
So he's responsible for half of that, because I find that half of that is attributed to you, because you should have known that he wasn't supposed to be driving your car. And I think you did know that he wasn't supposed to be driving anybody's car. Now, you
Your
want
Honor.
to tell me about the cigarette hole?
Cigarette hole was New Year's Eve, and I was driving us back home because I was sober at the time. And he was trying to flick his ash of the cigarette out the window, which was only cracked a little bit, and instead he hit the headliner, and the cherry of the cigarette went up into the headliner and burned a hole. The car's only 2 years old. I'd like to keep it in as good of condition as I possibly can.
When did you marry?
April 16th.
January, February, March. Did you file a lawsuit against him?
I filed my lawsuit originally.
Those your original papers?
Yes.
Let me see them, please. What were you suing him for $5,000 for debts?
I was angry at the time. I was trying to go after phone bills from when he was in jail. I was going to ask for half of the collect calls that he made, and then interest on all the money that I've lost to him.
Well, your original lawsuit, madam, was $5,000. That's what you originally filed. When you were here, you filed for $2471.98, and I find that he actually owes you $882.50. Judgment for the plaintiff.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Not give anybody a dime ever again.
Justice was served.
Don't be in a similar situation.
Don't drive drunk.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Chandler versus Chapman. Step forward, please.
Teacher James Chandler is suing the ex-wife of his girlfriend's son, 21-year-old collections agent Trista Chapman, for wrecking his car. James says Trista took the car off-road and broke the axle.
Mr. Chandler, the defendant was driving your car and wrecked it,
That's correct, ma'am.
and you want her to pay for it.
Absolutely.
You didn't give her permission to drive your car.
That's correct.
How do you know her?
She is my girlfriend's son's ex-wife
Girlfriend's son's ex-wife.
at the time they were estranged.
Now, I'm going to make a guess that the son's name is Brian,
Correct.
because she says she had Brian's permission to drive the car. So you tell me how that came about and why you don't think you're responsible for the damage to the car.
I had asked Brian to use the car to go to a doctor's appointment.
Were you separated from Brian at the time?
Yes.
So you called Brian. And who was Brian living with?
His mother.
And the plaintiff?
Yes. I had asked him to use a car to go to a doctor's appointment. He had told me, let me call you back. Let me call my mother and ask her if it's okay. He called her, called me back.
No, you don't know what he said to his mother.
No, I don't know what was
But
said.
he called you back and said what?
Yes, it is okay for you to use the vehicle.
Fine.
He came, he picked me up. I dropped him back off at home. And from there, I went to my doctor's appointment
Where was your doctor's appointment?
in Apple Valley.
Did you go alone?
Yes.
So you drove alone in the car,
Yes.
both going there and coming home.
And when I went back, I picked up my friend to give me a ride from Brian's house to back home to where I live.
So after you finished with the doctor's appointment, you picked up a friend, and the friend was supposed to do what?
She was following me over to Brian's house to pick me up from there and take me to my home because
So you're driving a car, and your friend is driving in another car.
Yes.
So you're always alone in the car.
No, I had a friend with me in the car.
What friend did you have with you in the car? And where did you get her from?
She was the friend that was coming with me. When I went to pick up the car,
Pick up what car?
when I went to pick up the car from Jim's house, she was...
No, just a minute. First, this is Jim.
Yes.
I thought Brian came and picked you up.
He picked me up from my home to get the car. But this was after the doctor's appointment when I went to go to my friend's house for her boyfriend because she doesn't have a driver's license for her boyfriend.
Now we're getting someplace else. Just a second. Ms. Chapman, we're going to get the story straight. I want you to understand that. You had Brian's permission to take the car and go to a doctor's appointment and then come home.
No, I had told him that I had to pick up a friend to get my own ride back home. And he said that was fine.
So you picked up a friend after your doctor's appointment, and your friend was driving in your car with you.
Yes.
And where did you go with your friend?
We went back to Brian's house.
Fine. So now you drop off the car. Where was the accident?
On the way leaving my friend's house when I had picked her up. And they were following me. I went through the desert and I hit a rock.
Went through a desert.
It was a shortcut through.
You took a shortcut on a dirt road.
Yes.
And you hit a rock.
Yes.
And that's when the whole axle broke on the car.
Yes.
So explain to me, Miss Chapman, why you are not responsible for the damage.
Because he's saying that I did not have permission to use a car. I did have permission to use a car. When the accident happened, I called Brian and I told Brian what happened. He said, do not worry about it. I will pay for it.
Well, Brian's not here. Brian's not here. You're driving the car and you had permission to drive the car. Is that right?
Yes.
Why aren't you responsible?
Because he had told me that he was going to pay for it, and I said that was fine.
So sue him.
Yeah, he should sue him. He shouldn't be suing
No!
me.
You sue him because you have to pay for the damage. And if you have somebody that said to you, don't worry about it, I'll pay for the damage, then you'll be standing on that side and Brian will be standing on this side. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Let me see the bills to fix the car.
I also have photos of the damage.
Can I see it, please?
Yes, ma'am.
What is this lost wages for November 19th?
I'm a substitute teacher, and I had to take a day off of school and turn a job down in order to go retrieve the car. So it cost me $120.
Get that from Brian. By the way, just for my own information, did you speak to your girlfriend and find out whether Brian had ever called her?
No, I did not, and she wouldn't have given permission to use the vehicle anyway.
Well, you don't know that.
I know her.
Probably not.
He had permission to use the vehicle to go to and from work because she had already damaged their other vehicle. In fact, 2 other vehicles.
Would you describe the interior of the car, sir, when you went to retrieve it? Because I see you have cleaning and deodorizing here.
Yes, ma'am. There was a broken cigarillo butt in there and French fries all over the floor and dust from the desert. The exterior of the car was also covered in dust.
Talking about the interior of the car.
It was
Did you stop for lunch?
Yes, I did.
Well, what'd you leave the car a mess for inside?
I was going to clean it before I took it back to him, but obviously I couldn't clean it if there was damages to the car, and a tow truck came and picked it up.
Well, why couldn't you clean it out before the tow truck took it?
Because I walked up to my friend's house to call the tow truck for I could do it, but somebody had called and said that a car was banded in the desert, and the police came and the tow truck came and towed it before I could get back to the car.
It's not a difficult case, Mr. Chandler. You have a judgment in the amount of $624.74. That's everything that you're suing for with the exception of your day's wages. Thank you. That's all.
These are excused. You may step out.
So the story that was told in court was entirely different than the story I got.
He can hear the story from me, so therefore he could hear whatever he wants.
I was told that she was driving with a friend and heard a noise and pulled over to see what it was and hit the curb at 10 miles an hour.
I just think that I'm happy that whatever happened and he stays out of my life.
The attitude I got was, take me to court. I'm not going to pay for this.
Yes, he could take me to court.
23-year-old pipe fitter Travis Burke for the return of personal belongings. Travis says he took what was his.
Order. All rise. Your Honor, case number 89 on the calendar in the matter of Pinedo versus Burke.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Ms. Pinedo, you and the defendant lived together for a brief period of time.
Yes.
You also have a child together.
Yes.
And when you separated, it is your claim that the defendant kept some property that is rightfully yours.
Yes.
The defendant says that when you separated, you split the property. You took some, he kept some, and everything was split fairly. When did you start to live together?
We started living together in May.
In May of 2001.
Yes, ma'am.
And you have a baby.
Yes.
When was he born?
February 1st of 2002.
And when did you and the defendant cease living together?
July of 2001.
So you were a few months pregnant at that point.
I found out I was pregnant at the end of June. On July 13th, I found out I was about 6.5 weeks pregnant. That was my first ultrasound.
Okay. Now, what is it that you claim Mr. Burke has that belongs to you?
I had purchased a PlayStation 2 with about $300-400 worth of games, with a console, an extra controller, an entertainment center.
Okay, PlayStation. Very important for people who are expecting a child. What else did you purchase?
We purchased an entertainment center. I had purchased an entertainment center.
Now, that's a very interesting word that you used, Ms. Pinedo. You said we purchased
Well,
an entertainment center.
Yes, I understand that. It was on my credit card, on my Best Buy account.
And those are the two things. Entertainment center and a PlayStation.
There's
games.
other things.
Like what?
I had purchased a car stereo for a car that I had purchased because Travis didn't have a car. So it was too hard for me to get up and have to take him to work and then have to go to work as well.
Yeah. So?
So I purchased a car and I had put a new stereo and speakers in it.
So?
And when we had broken up, I had asked him for the car back. And he refused to give me the car back. I had reported the car stolen. And then he went ahead and returned the car because he knew I had reported the car stolen. And when he had returned the car stripped of the stereo, stripped of the speakers, and had locked all the doors, didn't leave me with a key, and I had to pay $150 to have a key made for the car.
Now, what else was purchased that you did, in fact, take with you when you separated? Because that's his defense.
Right. Well, everything else that I had taken with me, I had already had when we moved in together. I had my computer desk with my computer and my bed.
What did he purchase?
He didn't purchase anything for the apartment.
Well,
he came to the apartment with a couch.
Mr. Burke, you say she got the TV and the DVD player.
That's stuff we had bought together.
Did you take a TV and a DVD player?
Yes, ma'am.
You did?
Yes.
Who purchased that?
I did.
You mean you put it on your credit card?
Yes, ma'am.
Who paid for it?
I'm still paying for it to this day.
And you mean he contributed nothing
No.
to the TV and the DVD player?
No, I've made all the payments on my credit cards.
In what month were they purchased?
To be honest with you, I don't remember. They're on the receipts. The dates are on the
prior
receipts.
to moving into the apartment together. We went shopping. She did have a Best Buy card. We bought a refrigerator, TV. She had bought me a DVD player before. It's the stereo and everything for the car, all gifts, PlayStation 2. There wasn't $400 worth of games. All that stuff was considered gifts.
Bull!
The stuff for the apartment wasn't gifts, but the other stuff, personal items to me. Why does she need to buy a stereo for me?
Just a second. Are you playing with me or what?
No.
All right. A refrigerator isn't a gift.
I said the stuff for the apartment was not considered a gift. Okay.
PlayStation is for the apartment. An entertainment center is for the apartment. A TV is for the apartment. A DVD player is for the apartment. When you talk about personal gifts for you, you're talking about underwear. There's a difference between underwear
Maybe
or a
that's
belt
what you buy
or
your
socks.
husband, but that's not what she buys me.
Well, maybe not. How much you pay in child support?
$380 a month.
Since when?
Since the judgment was last month.
The judgment was made on May 2nd, Your Honor, and there has not even been one check that I have received yet. I had called his work this week, and they said that they would be taking the first payment out today.
So far you haven't paid anything?
No, that's the wrong.
No, he has paid when the baby was first born. Before we went to court, he did pay when he felt like paying.
Okay. Let me see your bills. I want to know what you took out. You took the TV?
Yes.
You took the DVD player?
Yes, ma'am.
You left him the refrigerator?
I did not leave him the refrigerator. When I moved out, I only had 2 friends and my mother to help me.
No, I'm asking you. You bought a refrigerator that stayed in the apartment?
Yes, it had stayed in the apartment because I couldn't move it. When I came back to move it, it was gone.
Why were you going to move it?
Because I was moving out. 2 days after we broke up, I was driving to go get my oil change, which was...
Listen to me. Was he working at the time that you were living together?
Yes, ma'am.
And you were working?
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of work do you do?
I now lay gas lines for
What were you doing then?
Working in a machine shop.
Okay, and what kind of work were you doing?
I'm a pharmacy technician.
Okay, were you earning similar money?
I was earning double to what he was earning.
And were you putting all your money into the bank? Into a joint account? You had a joint account?
No, we did not have a joint account.
How did you work out the bills?
He paid half, I paid half.
Half the credit card bills?
Half the credit card bills he never paid.
Half the credit card bills had been run up on plastic surgery and other items for herself before we were together.
I'm talking about after you were together. I'm talking about how much money you gave her.
when those bills came, I paid half of them.
He paid half the utilities and half the rent.
Do you have any checks with you to show me that you paid?
No, it was a cash transaction. I didn't know this was going to come to this a year later.
Right.
You know, we were together, and that's how relationships work.
Right. And all of this stuff was purchased at the time that you were living together?
Yes.
Okay. Now, what did you leave with?
When I left...
TV, VCR.
Yes.
What else?
The DVD player.
DVD. What else?
My bed. My dresser.
Were those things that were purchased?
Those were things that were purchased before we were even together.
I'm not talking about those things. The TV, VCR, and DVD player you purchased when you moved in?
No, the DVD player and the TV were purchased while we moved in.
Okay. What else did you leave with?
That was all that I left with while we were living together.
Okay.
That was purchased while we were living together.
Okay. Plus a PlayStation?
Yes.
A refrigerator?
Yes, ma'am.
And what else did you get? You say you got?
Entertainment center.
Entertainment center.
Okay.
The car stereo.
Forget the car stereo. Listen, if you had to buy a car, you didn't have to put an expensive stereo. Didn't it come with a radio?
Yes,
With a
it had the stock
AM,
stereo.
FM radio. Turn it on, you hum along.
He asked me
with your
if
bills, with your bills, you don't need a stereo. And I'm not entertaining stupidity.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
She made a comment the other day, you know, I bought these things for you to try and make you happy when I was with you. Why would you say that if you wanted them all back? She bought them for me. It's a gift.
And later today,
I got a bag, put horse manure in it. I did see her car, and I shook the horse manure onto the trunk of the car, and I got in my car, and I drove away.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Jessica Pinedo says the father of her baby, Travis Burke, stole her personal belongings.
Okay. Now, I want you to tell me how much the TV and the DVD player were.
The TV was about $500, and the DVD player was $189.
And the PlayStation?
I believe the receipt's in there. In
PlayStation?
The $300.
Refrigerator?
Was $542, I believe.
And the entertainment center?
Was $130.
You sure about all those figures?
It's all in the receipts. It came to $129.99, I believe.
Okay. And the VCR you say you had before?
Oh, yes.
Okay. So $500 plus $189, $689. That's the property you got. You got PlayStation and the games, plus $542 plus $130, $972. So let's say all these bills were paid. She got $689 worth of merchandise. You got $972 worth of merchandise. The only problem is she's still paying off the credit card. How much are you paying off on the credit card?
I had to get a bill consolidator because I had to go on disability because I almost lost our son twice. So I have a debt consolidator that pays approximately $10, $24, depending on who the creditor is, and then they automatically take something out of my account.
Well, it's clear that you only lived together for 2 months, so these bills could not have been paid off in 2 months on all the things that you bought. Is that right?
That's correct.
Total is $1,661 for all the items together.
You know, she made a comment the other day, you know, I bought these things for you to try and make you happy when I was with you. Why would you say that if you wanted them all back? She bought them for me. It's a gift.
Where is the PlayStation?
At my house.
And the refrigerator?
At my brother's house.
At your brother's house. What's it doing at your brother's house?
His garage. He needed a refrigerator in there.
Do you have a refrigerator?
But we have to rent one, Your Honor.
Good. What about the entertainment center?
I don't know where that is.
He sold it.
I've moved a couple times. It's
well,
not
it was
there.
only worth $130 anyway.
It wasn't
right?
nothing big.
Right?
Yeah.
I just changed my mind about the money. Court will draft an order that within 5 days you are to deliver to her home the PlayStation and all the games, as well as the refrigerator that you get back from your brother within 5 days of this order. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
That way she's paying for it and she has the use of it. Clear? Perfect. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Don't get mixed up with this one because she'll screw you over bad.
He's done a lot of bad things to me. He's cheated on me.
It's an ongoing battle.
Now we have a child together, so I'm just doing the best I can.
If it isn't with my son, it's something else.
And I've taken him back every single time.
She won't go get a job. She won't go do anything to better herself.
I've done, as best as I can with what's been dealt to me.
We've tried to work things out for a year now, off and on.
I hope that we can get along for our son.
Nothing but friends so that my son will see a nice, loving environment.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Hardy versus Beaton. Step forward, please.
Groundskeeper Robin Hardy is suing Judy Beaton for dumping horse manure on her car. Judy admits she vandalized the car, but says Robin intentionally spooked her horse.
All right, Miss Beaton, I think we're going to start with you because you seem to acknowledge that you did, in fact, touch in some way the plaintiff's car. And you're going to tell me why you did that. Tell me when this incident happened and where you were.
Yes, Your Honor. It was March 12th. I was riding my horse on this road. I have photos if you'd like to see them.
Yes?
It's a very narrow, windy road with no sidewalks or sidebar to get off of the pavement. And I was almost back to my barn. I have to travel on the road about 100 yards from the trail to the barn. So I was just about to the driveway of the barn when I hear someone beeping in back of me 2 times, very long honking. My horse kind of caved in the back and took off down the road at a quick pace. And I wasn't ready for that, you know, and I was almost toppled off. And I turned and I saw someone with a black car, and I yelled at the person. I said, "What, are you crazy?" And the person yelled back at me.
Person was the plaintiff.
Yes. I said something like, "What, are you, a freaking idiot?" And she said, "Get out of the road," and passed me very close. As she passed me, she cut the wheel hard, almost hitting my German Shepherd dog who was in front of me, and sped off down the road. I tried to get a plate number, but I could just get a few initials, so that was it. And I went back to the barn, and I untacked my horse and put my horse away. I was really upset about it. You know, my heart was pounding, and I've broken several bones on my horse before, and I have 4 children at home to take care of, so.
You took the saddle off your horse, and what did you do?
I got a bag, grain bag here, and I put horse manure in it, and I started to drive home, thinking I might run into her car or her, because I thought maybe she was going to walk her dogs that were in the car at the reservoir down the road. So as I drove home, I did see her car. It was the only car in a parking lot marked DPW vehicles only, so it wasn't very hard to find it. And I pulled in next to it, and I took out the bag out of my car here. It's a paper bag. It's not going to cause any damage. And I had horse manure in the bag, and I shook the horse manure onto the trunk of the car, and I got in my car, and I drove away.
Go ahead.
Okay, first of all, I do not have a trunk of a car, and I find it ridiculous that you'd be driving around with horse manure looking for trouble.
Tell me what happened.
Okay, I was driving down the road with my dogs to take them to the res for a walk, and I was going around a corner, and I seen the defendant in the middle of the road. I've had horses. I know horses will spook if the wind blows. So I stopped. She didn't notice me, so I beeped real lightly, 2 quick beeps, and she turned around. She didn't even move. She turned around and screamed, "What, are you, an effing idiot?" So I slowly went around her, and I yelled back to, you know, get to the side of the road, wherever I yelled. I went to the res, walked my dogs, came back, and my hood windshield was covered with horse manure. Flipped out.
That was that flaky horse manure that she has there, or was it other kind of horse manure?
It wasn't that flaky.
What was it?
It wasn't wet, fresh horse manure.
It was more like that.
Yeah, but
Okay.
not quite as dry and fluffed.
Okay.
And
So what did you do?
I called the police. They came down. They
And
helped
your
me.
windshield was covered.
Yes, and where the blades are, the wipers, it was packed in there. So that night, actually, I had to go somewhere, and I put my heat on. You could hear all the horse manure in the engine spitting out at me. I mean, I was really upset about it.
How did you find her?
I went to the stable the next day.
Because you figured it was her.
Yes, and I went there and seen her with her horse and told her. She stated it was not her. She's a school teacher. She has 2 kids. She wasn't even there at the time. She doesn't have a German Shepherd dog. And then the next day I went back there to tell the property owners, you know, what people are doing. I seen the nephew, and he told me that she was there, and she does have a black dog.
Okay, so she ultimately fessed up that it was her.
Exactly.
Okay, what kind of damage was done to the car, other than the mess?
I have pictures. Would you like to see them?
Yes.
Okay. The dent's right here. It's black, so it's hard to see. It's right there. There's 2 pictures there with the dent on it. And the third one is just a side profile of the car to see the condition.
Did you get an estimate on fixing it? It's hard to see.
Yes.
Can I see
have
the
2 of
estimate,
them.
please?
Yes. In fact, I went with the lowest estimate. I tried to be so reasonable with these people.
Okay. Anything you want to tell me?
Yes, Your Honor. The reason I didn't admit that it was me the next day at the barn is because she brought her husband with her, and they both came walking at me with scowls on their face, wanting to know who this girl was. So I denied it because I was at the barn by myself. And I said, if you do find this girl, I said, what do you want from her? And they both said, almost in sync, we just want an apology. Then as the days went on, it went to $1,100 for a new hood.
$685.
It went down. There was several estimates.
That's what happens when you have estimates.
So actually, I went to the police because she was relentless to the owners of the barn, showing up, wanting my name and address. I had given her my cell phone number that day at the barn because I wanted to take it off of the owner and let her deal with me. Because I figured she would find out that it was me and I would be the one.
Okay, so you finally fessed up. Why did you go that extra step? I'm just curious, Ms.
I was
Beaton.
just very upset, and I don't know. I was sorry after I did it, but it was too late.
It's the wrong thing to do. Go ahead.
So we actually had a conference call, Your Honor, with the Wilmington Police Department to settle this because it just went on.
I have that police report if you'd
I'd like to see it.
It went on and on for days and maybe a week and a half, and I just want it to be over. So Officer from Wilmington Police Department.
It's the first paragraph, Your Honor.
Just a minute. Go ahead.
I had to go and file a no trespass order against Robin because she wouldn't stop going to the barn, and the owners were pressuring me to get rid of her because they were busy. They have children, and they didn't want her constantly stopping over there. So I filed a no trespass order against the barn address, not my address. And when I was at the Wilmington Police Department, he asked me if I would be interested in settling this, and I said yes. The next day, he called me at home, and we were both on the phone with Officer. And we talked, and I said, you know, I didn't damage your car. I may have put the manure on it. I did not dent your car. It's soft. I didn't do it.
Oh, but when you put the whole bag on the car in order to get it out, it dented the hood. It may have been very light stuff that was poured on it, but when all of it is in a bag and you fling it on a hood in order to spread it around, it caused a dent. It caused a dent, and you have to pay. And it was a stupid thing to do, Ms. Beaton. So you have to pay for stupidity. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $685. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may